Thank you, everybody, for joining us here tonight. I'm excited to get us started with tonight's first Ignite presentation with Gabrielle Silgalis, who's rejoined us here at the University of Baltimore after completing her Master of Science in 2018, returning to complete the coursework to also earn her certificate in Global IOP Psychology. We're very excited that she joined this inaugural group on a virtual travel to Silicon Valley. It was meant to be in person. Unfortunately, it turned virtual, and we appreciate all of our students for their flexibility in being able to adapt to the new circumstances. So without further ado, I will present Gabrielle to give the first presentation on Numerify.
Hi, as Sharon mentioned, my name is Gabrielle. I graduated from the program back in 2018 and have since returned for my global certificate. In this presentation, I will be discussing our virtual visits with hosts and especially talking about the company Numerify. Numerify was founded in 2012 and provides cloud-based IT monitoring software to clients. Its goal is to make IT more efficient by monitoring operations and ensuring that costs don't spiral out of control. They have offices in Bangalore, India, San Jose, California, and Chicago, Illinois. We had the opportunity to speak to two members of the team. Srinkant is one of the co-founders and the chief product officer. He has been with Numerify since the beginning. Prior to Numerify, Srinkant ran Oracle India. In addition, we spoke to Ted. At the time, Ted was the VP of Finance and was with Numerify for about 4.5 years. Prior to joining Numerify, Ted worked for Cisco and lived in China. So we had the opportunity to hear about both of their expatriate experiences in addition to their experiences at Numerify. Numerify has offices in India and the United States. Operations began in both of them around the same time. The majority of employees are in the Indian office, and most of the tech operations take place there. So this can lead to some cultural differences, which Numerify has worked to alleviate using the Agile method. For example, Americans are more likely to say yes to deadlines that they will not be able to meet. At Numerify, teams have daily 15-minute morning meetings that allows them to have check-ins, and timelines are based on 2-week increments. This has helped eliminate cultural barriers and hold teams accountable rather than the individuals. Another interesting thing about Numerify was Miss Kamala. She's the country head of India and the main reason that that office is considered more progressive. Another cool thing about Numerify was that they are very big into giving back. In India, businesses that produce at least $129 million a year are required to donate 2% of that to charity. One of the problems discussed was keeping talent. Especially in India, employees in tech are only likely to stay with the company for 3 years. Both speakers mentioned that oftentimes they make offers to about 6 applicants and only 1 actually shows up that first day. Another problem I noticed was the lack of an HR overall. In the Indian office, there are 2 individuals in the HR role, but the California office does not have anyone. So it'd be interesting to see how uniform their HR practices are. Another issue mentioned was temporal differences. There are 3 offices that span over 3 different time zones. So there has to be a lot of active discussion regarding scheduling meetings and making sure that it's fair for employees, but also still taking care of their clients. The final problem mentioned was that sales often does not get to see the end product for their clients. So they are not able to see the end result and the success for their clients. Some lessons learned. Startup culture is not for everyone. You do get to touch a lot of different parts of the business. For example, Srinkant does all of the interviewing, background checks at the home office, and the CEO would also interview most applicants at the Silicon Valley office. Another lesson learned was being open to new opportunities. Especially if someone helps you out, you should pass that along and help someone else out in the long run as well. Pay it forward. And reputation is very important, especially in Silicon Valley. Another lesson learned was knowing your weaknesses and owning them. For example, I'm not the best public speaker, and it's something that I've been actively trying to work on, and this is a good way to do it doing this presentation. Something surprising was that both Srinkant and Ted were expatriates, and they went into great detail discussing the schools that their children attended, how locals treated them, and so on. And it's something I would be interested to learn more about. Which brings me to my next point, that I feel as though UB could benefit from having an expatriate class. especially as the business world goes more global, people are more likely to live abroad. It would be interesting to hear more perspectives beyond just the couple papers we read in class. How has UB prepared me? I feel that we are constantly being challenged to ask questions, especially the question why, constantly being asked to dig deeper. And that has helped me gain a better appreciation for the different intricacies that go into a business. So finally, big picture. Be open to new opportunities. Don't be afraid to ask questions and dig a little deeper. And when applying to different companies, make sure that your values align with the company's values to make the job more meaningful in the long run. So finally, thank you so much. Thank you for our hosts for the wonderful insights, Sharon for always having a backup plan for us, and for my classmates for rolling with the punches and making us a really great experience regardless of the circumstances. Thank you.